Today, we are looking at this pedal board from Vangoa. So let's open up this bag and see what's in it. Looks like it's a pretty decent bag. It's like very nicely padded. Zippers feel good and chunky. Okay, so we've got a bunch of other stuff in here, but let's take a look at the main event first, which is this guy. So this is made from aluminum or aluminium if you're a weirdo. The big thing that it has going for it is that it has integrated power. That's right. So you don't have to have an external power source or a one spot or a wall wart or anything like that because it's built into the board. We even get an on-off switch. We've got some integrated ins and outs in the board here. I think there are also ins and outs down here in this channel. We also have extendable feet, so you can get it up on an angle if you want to do that. Yeah, that seems pretty neat. One other feature that is totally extra and not necessary at all is it has these LEDs across the front, and I guess you can either set it up to respond to like the ambient sound or the signal from your instrument as it goes through. So we'll mess around with that here in a second, but yeah, that is our pedal board. Let's see what other stuff we've got in here. We've, of course, got the Velcro that we're going to need to put down on the board itself, as well as the other side to attach our pedals. Here is our power source and the cable, so that's a thing. And then they also give us a bunch of these doohickeys so that we can plug from the board into our pedals. And it looks like they also sent me some 1/4-inch cables with flat heads on them so that we can build our pedal board. So previously I was using my Temple audio board that I built a while ago, but I haven't been taking it to gigs recently because I just haven't been using it that much. But also it just seems to be like bigger than I need. And so this actually came at a great time because I have a gig tonight where I'm probably going to be using a lot of effects. I'm doing kind of like a pop dance set with an artist named Saucy. It's got a lot of medleys happening. It's an IEM's gig too, so no amp for this one, but I still want to have some nice sounds. So I'm going to probably harvest a couple of pedals from the other board, see what else I've got in my drawer here, and put together something interesting for the show. Don't need that. Okay, well, let's get to it. Okay, so I pulled a few things out of my drawer. Let me show you what I've got going on here so far. So the first pedal I pulled out was this dark glass pedal, the Alpha Omega Ultra, because you need a DI, especially when you're going to be doing ampless stuff, so this is a must. The bonus of this is that it does have a distortion or fuzz built into it. I'm probably going to be using more of the fuzz than anything, but that will go very last in our signal chain. The next thing that I pulled out was because I just love octave, and you have to have it for a lot of these like synthy dance top 40 songs. Got my Boss OC3. A lot of people think that this one is worse than the OC2 or the OC5. I think it doesn't matter. Certainly not enough for me to care. So we're going to be putting that towards the front of our signal chain. The other thing I've got on here is this JHS 3 Series chorus. You need modulation, and this is the only other one I've got for now. I remember not being like super jazzed about this, and that's why I took it off my other board. But we'll see how it works. We'll just throw that on there and test it out for now. And the one last thing that I pulled out was I need a tuner of some kind, but I don't have another tuner pedal necessarily. But I do have this loop station that does have a tuner built into it. And especially with this bass, I find that I just don't have to tune except like once at the beginning of the set. And like that'll usually keep it in tune all night long. And so maybe this won't be that inconvenient. I don't know. We'll put it on there for now, and after I test it out a little bit here, we'll see where we get. The next thing that I need is some kind of synth or envelope filter kind of a thing. And I thought about bringing this back. This is the EHX mainframe. It's a bit crusher, which is a super unique and really interesting sound. We'll put that as a maybe. We'll try it on here and see if I can get a sound that I like out of it. But otherwise, I'm going to be tearing stuff off of my old board, which is this one, the Temple Audio guy. You can see just how much bigger it is than this board here. No contest. Huge bag, lots of pockets. It's pretty heavy. I've got 8 pedals on this thing. And the truth is I just don't use all of these all that often. Like, probably my most used effects are octave, fuzz, envelope filter, and modulation. I probably won't use the compressor. I just haven't needed it at all. I think this one sounds fine. It works and does what it needs to, but I'm kind of ambivalent about compressors right now. I think the one main one that I will probably have to pull off of here is either the envelope filter or the bass synth wah. And I could pull both of those, but I feel like having both is unnecessary. Let me just do the envelope filter and then we'll go from there. One thing that I haven't loved about the Temple audio board is these proprietary mounting plates that they have you put on this. So they snap into the board and then you have this thumb screw that goes on the back. And like, I don't know, I just don't switch things up all that often. Like, I just get it the way I want it at first and then it just stays there. And so the ability to like quickly swap these in and out is just totally a superfluous feature, unfortunately. But we'll see. Ooh, this thing is nasty. Oh my God. Do you see how dirty this thing has gotten? I don't know if you can see that very good or not. See that where my finger went across? This thing is filthy. We'll have to clean that up. Okay, give me a second to wire this up and then we'll plug it in and see what happens. All right, I've got everything wired up here. It is a huge mess, but you can kind of see what's going on. And let's hit the power button and see if I did all of this right. Okay. So we've got our tuner. Basically, we never want to step on the foot switch. Our envelope filter. Oh. Bumped something and now it sounds better. Peaking there. Okay, I mean, that sounds fine, I guess. So this pedal is fairly clean. I don't have the EQ super hard. I think the Omega is the fuzz that we want to hear. Let's see how that sounds. A little too much, I think. A little bit. Because we can really fuzz that out, but turn the blend down. So now the trick is, can we get some synthy stuff? And of course we gotta try this with the filter on too. I think that kind of gets us all the sounds that we're after. Because a lot of it's just going to be in the bass and in the hands. Yeah, I'm not real thrilled with the prospect of that. I may just take that off entirely so I can put something else in that spot, and I will just use my regular tuner. Okay, some goofy shit is happening here, but I think I've got like the order of pedals that I want to do for just this little tiny board. So I'm gonna just take a minute, clean some of this up, and put it together all kind of nice because I need to be done with this probably in like 45 minutes. So I'm gonna go fast and try and just get that done, and I'll be right back. Quick little pro tip as I'm putting this all together. So I put the fuzzy side down here on the board, you can see. And then I'm using the hook side here, and I'm just cutting little bits and pieces of that. And I'm cutting it really small. I know some people will cover like the entire back face of their pedal, and you just don't need to do that. Because first of all, it's just kind of wasteful because you only just need it where it's going to attach to the board. But I also find that if you use less Velcro, it sticks just fine. Like, you don't need it to defy gravity necessarily. You just need stuff to stay put. And putting so much Velcro on it actually puts undue stress as you're taking stuff on and off. So I opt to just put a little tiny bit on my pedals. I don't know if there is any more, but I do remember at one point there was kind of a debate on like what side of the Velcro you should put on your pedals versus which side should be on your pedal board. And I don't know why exactly I chose to do it this way, other than I had Velcro on the Boss pedal, and it was the hook side. So that's what I put on the pedal here, and put the fuzzy side on the board. I don't know. If there's a different or better way or something, sound off in the comments. Oh, and on this one, on my envelope filter, so it still has the Temple audio plate. I was going to see if I could just leave that alone, and so I just put my Velcro just on the top and bottoms there. It doesn't work great. Like, it'll stick on one side and not the other, but I think it'll be fine. I'm going to just call it fine because I don't want to bother with it more than I have to. The other one, I'm also going to try this mainframe out here. I didn't put that in there initially, but sometimes it's fun to have fuzz before your envelope filter, and it is just such an interesting sound on its own. And I just kind of want to try it. Okay. You see this? You see this? Like, being able to do that, it just means you're sticking to... Oh, and just as I suspected, the Velcro pulled off of the pedal. Do you see this? So yeah, if it grips the stuff too much, then you'll have problems. They give you different lengths in this kit, by the way. So you get longer ones and shorter ones. And I kind of feel like the shorter ones are probably all you'd need. All right, so I finally have this kind of wired up. I didn't end up putting like Velcro on everything because as I was messing around with stuff, I don't know why exactly, but it does not like the DI pedal. And I've troubleshot a bunch of different things, like bypassing it and then plugging into here, and then it works. But when I have the DI in the signal chain, it just like won't produce any sound at all. And I thought, oh, okay, well maybe it's this particular dark glass pedal. But I also tried this, the MXR DI Plus, and it did the exact same thing. And so I thought, okay, well maybe it's overloading, like it's pulling too much power with just these pedals. Nope. Unplug everything except the DI. It still does the same thing. But sometimes it does work. And that should terrify me and be enough reason to not take it to my gig tonight. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this anyway, and I'm also going to bring a backup power supply so that if worse comes to worse, I'll be able to power the DI using a power supply that I know works, and we'll just use the DI and nothing else, and that'll be okay. Like, not ideal. I mean, I suppose I could daisy chain some shit, but the point is this should work, and it's kind of a slick solution. I feel like if you're brand new to pedal boards, this could be really, really cool. Like, it just gives you absolutely everything you need to get started with a pretty modestly sized pedal board, and the case and everything. And oh, one little feature of the case that I didn't mention is that it's got this Velcro bit around back. so you can strap this to your guitar. So it's kind of like the tick that mono does. At least I think it's mono that does that. But yeah, that's also neat. It's got like little Velcro straps inside so that you can buckle this down so it doesn't slide around in there. A little pocket in there. I don't know. Everything about this, like on paper, seems really good. It's pretty competitive pricing wise with the like pedal train stuff. I think the pedal train one actually is a little bit less expensive, but it doesn't come with a power supply and all these cables and stuff that they give you. So I don't know. Maybe 6s that way. But yeah, fuck it. We're just going to send it and see what happens. Let's go. All right, so I got the thing on my back. I feel like that Velcro bit just barely gets around enough for me to feel comfortable throwing it on the back here. But it also makes everything balance kind of weird. Like it just feels really top heavy because it is. I don't know. I don't know if I'm sold on this, but we'll see how this goes. I've got to walk a couple blocks to get to the venue. So we'll see how that feels. Last night went really well. The board had 0 issues. It sounded really good. Sound guy actually loved my dark glass pedal, so that was great. And now I'm here at another gig. So we're gonna try it for round 2 and see if our luck holds on. I think the weird crunching and crap that I was getting was actually just a loose jack on one of the pedals, and I fixed that. So hopefully we're in the clear. Anyway, let's go do another gig. right, so that was kind of my weekend with the Vangoa pedalboard. I actually did have a third gig that I didn't show you in this video because it's already too long. I'll upload some more gig footage for my channel members. So if you want to support me, just give me $1 once a month. You get access to a bunch of other videos that I put out. But as far as this pedalboard goes, I'm actually pretty happy with it. The bag seems to be good quality. I didn't have any problems at any of the gigs because what I found was that I just had a loose jack on the pedal, and that's what was causing some of the issues when I was initially testing it out. But yeah, here's kind of where I landed by the end of the weekend. I'm probably still going to keep switching stuff around. But yeah, it's a good board. I do think that the LED thing is a little bit of a gimmick. It was kind of hard to dial in, and because of where I have the dark glass pedal, it was kind of a pain to get under here to adjust the sensitivity, and I never could quite dial it in just right so that it would be as dynamic as possible, but like, whatever. I like the flip out feet on it. The way that it angles everything back feels like a really, really good spot. The size of it is great. I think you can fit 5 or 6 of like this size pedal here. You could probably fit a whole bunch more if you had the smaller ones, and you would still have plenty of power on here. One other thing that I did not mention in the first bit is that we do have a couple of higher power outputs on this side of the board. So let's see. Yeah. So you've got one that's 18 volts and another one that's 12 volts, and then all the rest of them are 9. How many total here? Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have 10 power outputs for 9 volts, and then one for 12 and one for 18. So more power than you could ever possibly stack onto this thing, probably, unless you were getting real weird with stuff. Yeah, seems like plenty durable. I like the material it's made out of. I like having the on-off switch. I don't know how much I care for the routing to go through, because a lot of times I just went into the end pedal here, and then having to run just another cable to go to another output here. I mean, I only did it because, to use the LED thing, which I said was kind of extra anyway. Plus, even if you don't plug into it, it has a built-in microphone, so it can use just the ambient sound to trigger that, so you don't have to do that. But yeah, overall, I'd give this a 2 big thumbs up. Works really good, looks really nice, gives you everything that you need if you've never dabbled in pedals before, and I like the size and the form factor. It's really good. I'm still like on the fence about how much I like the back strap that fastens to the guitar. I'll have to keep messing around with it and see what I think. I'm just not sure about it. Not sure. It just feels weird when you're wearing it. Like it's just so much weight on a part of the bass that normally doesn't have that much weight. So it just, I don't know, feels weird. And it just barely reaches, but that might just be a thing with my setup and not necessarily, a problem with the case itself. But yeah, otherwise, I feel like it's pretty competitively priced. Seems like a really good quality product. And yeah, can recommend. Good job, Vangoa. Thank you so much to them for sending this out for me. I think I will continue to use it for gigs where I need it. Because, yeah, the thing is that these days I'm not doing a ton of gigs that require a lot of effects. And so that's why I was starting to leave that other board at home. But if I've got a smaller one, I think that I'd be more inclined to bring it because it doesn't weigh so much, doesn't take up a whole lot of room. But yeah, I'm going to keep messing with the pedals that I had on here. Mostly because, and I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to show you this yet, but this is going to be one of our next videos here soon. I don't know if this product is released yet, but this is the Amplitude Tone X. This is the bass version. So yeah, we'll be checking that out in a future video, and I'm probably going to see if I can make this work on this board, because it makes a lot of really powerful promises that could be really interesting. But anyway, that is about it. If you want to see that video or any of the other stuff I do, be sure to subscribe. If you hit the like button on this video, then all of your dreams will come true. Also, this month's PIOB is up. That's my monthly baseline challenge called Play Your Own Baseline. I give you guys a backing track. You record yourself playing to it, and then I give you direct feedback on your submission. It's a really great way to improve your playing. Gives you an opportunity to just play something that you wouldn't otherwise do. And I just want to build this community of people that want to play bass. And so if you want to be a part of that, I'll have the video link to it up here with more detailed instructions, and then you can check that out over at my Patreon. That is totally free to participate in, though, so you don't have to pay for anything. You just got to follow my Patreon. And if you'll allow me to plug one last thing, we just announced the show dates for my rock opera happening in October. If you happen to live in Idaho or Utah, then definitely come and check it out. It's probably the coolest thing I'm going to do all year long, and if you like Halloween, you're going to like this show. If you're not going to be in either of those two states, we do have an album that you can stream anywhere that you can stream music. So go check that out, and I'll see you on the next one. AMP out!